You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy.
Morning, up with the lark. I think I'll take a walk.
They burned bright, they hit big, then they were gone. The 1970s gave us countless unforgettable songs, but for some bands it was the first and last time they tasted the spotlight. These were the one-hit wonders, bands that burned bright, captured the moment, and then disappeared from the charts. Let's get started. Number 1. Brandy, You're a Fine Girl. Looking Glass. She pours whiskey. She wears a braided chain, but Brandy, she's lonely. This soft rock sailor ballad sailed straight to number 1 in '72 thanks to Elliot Lurie's dreamy voice and a melody that clings to your heart. They recorded it in a tiny New Jersey studio, and for a second, Looking Glass looked unstoppable. Even Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 gave Brandy her encore. But her sailor? He chose the sea, and the band never charted again. Number 2. Sunshine, Jonathan Edwards.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me.
This wasn't supposed to be a hit. It was a backup track, recorded only because the original song got accidentally erased. Turns out that accident was magic. Sunshine blasted onto the Billboard charts with its anti-authority bite right when America needed it most.
Sunshine, go away today. I don't feel.
Vietnam, Frustration. A fed-up generation found an anthem in a quiet folk singer with a harmonica and a rebellious grin. One protest, one hit, one lasting echo. Number 3. Precious and Few, Climax.
And if I can't find my way back home.
Soft as a sunset, tender as a last goodbye. This love song made Climax a household name for exactly 3 minutes. It hit number 3 in the US and even topped the Cashbox charts. Written by guitarist Walter D. Nims and brought to life by lead singer Sonny Garassi's velvet vocals, the song was Prom Night.
Precious and few are the moments we two can share.
After that, the band dissolved into silence just like the fading last note. At number 4, Hold Your Head Up, Argent. Rod Argent had already rocked the 60s with the Zombies. But this was different. Anthemic, gritty, electric. Built on a hypnotic organ riff that made radios smoke and crowds shout, this song hit number 5 on the US charts.
Hold your head up, hold your head up.
It was bold, it was proud, and it told every woman loud and clear, hold your head up high. After this hit, Argent faded into prog rock obscurity, but not before making one bold final stand. Number 5. How Do You Do? Mouth and McNeil. A Dutch duo, a playful ping-pong of voices, and lyrics that sounded like a hug wrapped in sunshine. Mouth, Willem Duin, had a booming voice. McNeil, Maggie, had charm.
And you will say, na 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 na, please give me more.
Together, they created the weirdest earworm of 1972, reaching number 8 on the Billboard Hot 100 and confusing every American DJ with their names. But when they split, they left behind just one question. How do you do? Next up at number 6, Motorcycle Mama, Sailcat. This wasn't just a song, it was a cartoon on vinyl. Sailcat's laid-back biker anthem rode the wave of early 70s counterculture, hitting number 12 on the charts. The album even came with comic book artwork, a whole illustrated journey about freedom and leather jackets. After that, the motorcycle stalled, and Sailcat rolled off into the sunset. Number 7. Joy, Apollo 100. It's Bach, but make it disco. Apollo 100 took Yesu, Joy of Man's Desiring, and turned it into a synth-powered joyride straight to number 6 on the US charts. One part classical, one part 1970s roller rink, and somehow it worked. No lyrics, no vocals, just an instrumental so catchy it made Baroque music sound like funk. Apollo 100 dropped the beat and then dropped off the map. Number 8. Popcorn, Hot Butter. Before Daft Punk, before EDM, there was popcorn. This was the sound of a robot discovering rhythm and throwing a dance party. Originally written by Gershon Kingsley, Hot Butter's 1972 version made it a worldwide hit. It charted in over 10 countries and inspired 1 million arcade soundtracks. It was weird. It was addictive. And, like popcorn, it was gone in a flash. Number 9. Beautiful Sunday, Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone's Beautiful Sunday was the sunshine you could hum. It became a surprise smash, number 1 in Japan, big in the UK, and a karaoke staple forever.
Oh, my, it's a beautiful...
With its hand claps and smiley guitar strums, it was like the musical version of pancakes on a Sunday morning.
Beautiful Sunday.
Boone never had another major hit, but this one? It still plays at weddings across the globe. Number 15. Fly Robin, Fly, Silver Convention.
Fly, Robin, fly.
You know this one. Fly, Robin, fly up to the sky. That's the entire lyric, literally 6 words. And somehow it hit number 1 for 3 weeks in the US and won a Grammy. Silver Convention wasn't even American. They were a German studio project that never expected global fame. But this hypnotic, string-laced beat landed them at the top of the Billboard Hot 100 in late '75. It was like a disco mantra, minimal words, maximum vibe. And then, nothing. The group tried more singles, even albums, but nothing ever took off like Fly, Robin, Fly. It was their moment. A very shiny, very disco moment. Talking about shine, I bet you know this shiny high note queen. Number 14. Lovin' You, Minnie Riperton.
Loving you is easy 'cause you're beautiful.
You might not know the name Minnie Riperton right away, but as soon as you hear that high, glass-shattering whistle note, you go, oh, that one.
Stay with me while we grow old.
Lovin' You was sweet, soft, almost lullaby-like. It reached number 1 in 1975 and made Minnie a household name. For a while, but the saddest part? This was her only top 10 hit and she passed away just a few years later at 31. She sang it for her daughter. You might have heard of her, actress Maya Rudolph. Yeah, Minnie was her mom. And that high note, I dare you to reach it. It's beautiful, pure, timeless, and it deserved more. From something gentle and heartfelt to something that feels like a sunny daydream sprinkled with a bit of magic. Number 13. Magic, Pilot.
Oh, ho, ho, it's magic.
Oh ho ho, it's magic. You know. Come on, sing it with me.
Never believe it's not so.
This Scottish band Pilot dropped this one banger, hit number 5 in the US, and then just faded into the mist. Seriously, they had other songs, but none caught the same fairy dust feel of magic. It's catchy as hell. Light, poppy, just the right kind of cheesy. You hear it once, and it sticks like gum on a sneaker. If you ever played this full blast on a sunny day drive, hit the like button and pretend we're in a convertible together. Number 12. Lady Marmalade, Labelle. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? You know what that means, right? Labelle brought that Parisian flirtation to American airwaves and shook things up. Patti LaBelle, Nona Hendrix, and Sarah Dash weren't your typical girl group. They were electric. Outrageous costumes, funk rock edge, and this spicy, unforgettable track. Lady Marmalade hit number 1 in 1975, but here's the twist. Despite their huge voices and fearless style, it was their only big US hit as a group. Patti LaBelle would go on to solo success, but as a trio, this was their high note. That hook line? Controversial back then. Still iconic now. And let's be real, it paved the way for future remakes. Like the one Christina Aguilera, Lil' Kim, Mia, and Pink made for the movie Moulin Rouge. And now we go from Paris to the mountains for something a little dreamier, number 11. Jackie Blue, Ozark Mountain Daredevils.
Ooh, Jackie Blue.
Not gonna lie, when I first heard the name Ozark Mountain Daredevils, I expected southern rock mayhem. But Jackie Blue? It's soft rock magic. Dreamy, mellow, kind of sad. Like, if the Eagles had a little too much wine and got introspective.
What's a game, girl, if you never lose?
It reached number 3 on the US charts and gave the band a taste of the big time. But after that, the rest of their music just didn't catch fire the same way.
Jacket, you're going again.
And the weird part? Jackie wasn't even real. The song was originally about a guy. The producer told them, change it to a girl, it'll sell better. They did, and it worked. All right, let's keep that laid-back vibe going, but with a question we've all asked at some point. Number 10. How long, Ace? This one sounds like a sigh. How long has this been going on? The way Paul Carrack sings that line, it's like he already knows the answer, but he still needs to ask.
Can't help but have my suspicion, 'cause I ain't quite as dumb as
Ace was a British band, and this was their one brush with American chart success. It's subtle, easygoing, the kind of tune that sneaks up on you.
has this been going on?
It's actually about a band member sneaking off to play with another group, not a cheating partner. But try telling that to anyone who heard it after a bad breakup. The song feels personal, even if the story behind it isn't what you think. Let's drift even deeper into that laid-back vibe. Number 9. Walking in Rhythm, the Blackbirds.
Moving in sound.
This one gets me in my feelings. It's just vibey. The Blackbirds were jazz students mentored by Donald Byrd, a legendary trumpeter who pushed them to blend jazz with funk and soul.
It's been so long since I've seen her.
Walking in Rhythm is slow, soulful, and a little bittersweet, like that last slow dance at prom when you're not sure what happens next. It climbed to number 6 on the Hot 100, a huge hit, and then silence. They kept making music, but nothing hit the mainstream like this one. It remains one of those, wait, who did this again? Kind of tracks. If you thought the groove couldn't get smoother, think again. This is number 8. Fallen in Love. Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds.
Baby, baby, falling in love. I'm falling in love again.
This one sounds like summer, and Heartbreak Had a Baby. Fallen in Love hit number 1 back in 1975. A soft rock tune that slides along like a gentle breeze through a screen door.
You came and made my dreams man's reality.
Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds had this one magic moment, but they never hit it that big again. Oddly enough, there were lineup changes. Joe Frank stayed, But the band still kept the original name, which always felt like keeping a tattoo of your ex. If you've ever fallen for someone at the wrong time and the right song played, drop a comment with that track. And hey, if this is the first time you're hearing about this tune, go spin it later with the windows down. Number 7. Get Dancin'. Discotheques and the Sexolettes, yes, that's a real band name. And yes, this song is as ridiculous as it sounds. A guy screaming, "Get dancin'," over a pulsing disco beat, while a group of women chant backup lines like they're in a Broadway fever dream. That's the entire vibe. Campy, loud, chaotic, and somehow perfect for the mid-70s. It hit the top 10. Discotheques, real name Monty Rock 3, became a disco legend for a minute. Then poof, the Sexoletties disappeared and Monty went back to the Vegas scene. When disco met drag energy, this is what happened. Number 6. Dynamite. Bazooka. Now this one's a trip. Dynamite by Bazooka is funk with a capital F, and it owes its whole vibe to a TV show. Good Times, to be exact. Remember J.J. Walker yelling "Dynamite" every 5 seconds? Yeah, that catchphrase literally became a song. The track is mostly instrumental, just this tight, thumping groove that sounds like it's trying to walk down a dark alley in platform shoes. Total dance floor energy, even if no one knows what they're dancing about. It was a novelty hit, sure, but it cracked the top 10? And then Bazooka vanished. Poof, like glitter after a disco ball shatters. And seriously, tell me in the comments if you ever tried that JJJ Dynamite yell. Bonus points if you still do it. Number 5. Doctor's Orders. Carol Douglas disco was starting to rumble in '75, and Carol Douglas was one of the first to ride that wave. Doctor's Orders is like the blueprint for early disco. Flirty lyrics, steady beat, and that infectious energy. It got radio play, dance play, even jukebox play. But after that, no follow-ups made a dent. Carol became one of disco's first casualties, but not before giving us a groove-heavy gem. And yeah, some people really thought this song was about a real doctor. It's not. Or is it? Okay, here's one for the jazz soul fans who like their tunes smooth like honey. Number 4, Shame, Shame, Shame. Shirley and Company. This song kicks the door in from the first beat. Shirley Goodman had one of those voices, high, piercing, impossible to ignore. Shame, Shame, Shame was an early disco monster before disco fully took over the airwaves. It's danceable, sure, but there's attitude in it. The whole song is calling someone out, dragging them onto the dance floor and into the spotlight. You can almost hear Shirley wagging a finger through the speakers. Shirley had been around. She actually charted way back in the 50s with a totally different style. This was her comeback. And man, what a comeback. But the band never had another hit. Shaking off the shame and sliding into something way smoother. Number 3, I Want to Do Something Freaky to You. Leon Haywood.
I wanna do something freaky to you.
Now this is pure smooth trouble. Leon Haywood didn't whisper, he smoldered. I Want to Do Something Freaky to You wasn't just a title, it was a mission statement. Slow, sultry, with a bass line that's been sampled so many times especially in Dr. Dre's Nothing But a G-Thang, that people forget the original even existed. But this is where that G-funk groove started.
The name of love. Ooh, everything I got.
And the man behind it? He was such a one-hit wonder that there's barely any video footage of him left. But back then, he knew exactly what he wanted to say and didn't need to shout it. And now to a funky tribute to a legend. Bet you haven't forgotten it. Number 2. Black Superman, Muhammad Ali, Johnny Wakelin, and the Kinshasa Band.
Muhammad Ali.
This one's like a reggae sports tribute wrapped in 1970s vibes. Johnny Wakelin, a British singer with a love for Ali, drops this funky little number right after
Muhammad, the black super.
This here's the story of Cassius Clay, who changed his name.
It's more talk singing than actual melody, but it somehow worked. Ali was a global icon, and this novelty track rode that wave. Mid-chart success, a flash of fame, and then Johnny disappeared just like a left hook.
You've got to agree, there ain't no flies on Muhammad Ali.
This song was a love letter to a boxing god, and a musical one-hit knockout. Speaking of knockouts, the last song is a real gem from '75 to close this list in style. Number 1, Chevy Van, Sammy Johns.
She's gonna love me in my Chevy van, and that's alright with me.
This one is pure 1975. Chevy Van tells a story in under 3 minutes. Boy picks up girl, they share a moment, he drives away. That's it. No promises, no regrets, just a vibe.
It's a shame I won't be passing through again.
The song peaked at number 5, then Sammy Johns sort of faded into the background. But Chevy Van stayed. It lived on in truck stop jukeboxes, smoky bars, and wherever lonely men go to remember summer. Number 1, Venus, Shocking Blue. Before Bananarama made it flashy in the 80s, Shocking Blue lit the fuse. This Dutch rock band crashed into the US charts at number 1 in early 1970.
I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, at your desire.
It had fuzz guitars, a hypnotic hook, and Mariska Virez, whose vocals were so powerful, people thought she was the Dutch Janis Joplin. Fun fact, the song was written in just a few hours and sold over 7 million copies. After that, Shocking Blue vanished in the smoke they created. Number 2, In the Summertime, Mungo Jerry.
In the summertime, when the weather is high, you can stretch right up and touch.
Bare Feet, Bicycles, A Lazy Grin. In the Summertime was written in 10 minutes, 10 exclamation marks, by frontman Ray Dorset. And somehow, that casual magic made it a global phenomenon. Skiffle meets blues meets pure sunshine.
But we do as we please when the weather's fine. We go fishing or go sailing in the sea.
The song hit number 3 in the US, but topped the UK, Australia, and just about every other sunny place on Earth. It's still one of the best-selling summer singles of all time. But Mungo Jerry never had another chart hit this hot. Number 3, Love Grows, Where My Rosemary Goes, Edison Lighthouse. You've heard this on TikTok, haven't you? Cheerful, breezy, and totally addictive. Edison Lighthouse wasn't even a real band at first, just a studio project fronted by singer Tony Burrows. Fun twist? Burrows performed 5 top 40 hits under 5 different band names, all in 1970. But Love Grows was the sweetest of them all, hitting number 1 in the UK and becoming an American earworm.
Nobody knows like me.
After that, Edison Lighthouse flickered out, but Rosemary lives on in playlists everywhere. Number 4, Vehicle, The Ides of March.
Stranger in the black sedan, or would you hop inside my car? I got pictures, got plenty, I'm a lovable man, and I could...
Funky horns, dirty guitars, and one line everyone remembers. I'm your vehicle, baby. Yeah, you know it.
I got pictures, got plenty, I'm a lovable man, and I could take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby.
This track was a brass rock explosion, and it zoomed all the way to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. It was actually written by Jim Peterick as a joke about a clingy girlfriend. The joke? It became Warner Bros. The fastest-selling single ever. But lightning struck just once. The Ides of March were done before summer even ended.
Great God in heaven, you know I love.
Number 5. Spirit in the Sky, Norman Greenbaum. It's gospel rock by a Jewish guy on it with a fuzz guitar, only in 1970. Norman Greenbaum wrote Spirit in the Sky in 15 minutes after watching a gospel show on TV. He wasn't religious, but he loved the sound. The track went number 3 in the US and sold over 2 million copies with just one fuzzy, reverb-heavy riff. It's been used in over 60 films and commercials, but Greenbaum never hit the charts again. He literally bought a chicken farm. Number 6. Hey There Lonely Girl, Eddie Holman. That falsetto, unmatched. Eddie Holman's voice didn't just sing heartbreak, it cracked it open. Hey There Lonely Girl had actually been recorded before, but when Holman released his version in 1970, it soared to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. It's been called one of the most emotional soul ballads of its era, and rightly so. It became an R&B staple, emotional, dramatic, and somehow comforting. Despite the vocal acrobatics and success, Holman never scored another big hit. One soaring ballad, and then he was gone. Number 7. Ma Belle Amie, T-Set.
Ma belle amie, après tous les beaux jours, je te dis.
Dutch pop makes another appearance, this time with a sunny love song wrapped in an accent. T-Set's Ma Belle Amie climbed to number 5 in the US, proving that language barriers didn't stand a chance against good vibes. Ma Belle Amie means my beautiful friend in French, but the rest of the song is in English. That sweet little bilingual twist gave it an air of romance and mystery, and probably helped it charm American radio.
Ma belle amie, I'm in love with you.
The song blended French charm, catchy guitar, and a melody that felt like a beach holiday. They sold over 1 million copies in the US alone. But after this hit, the band faded back into European radio silence. How old were you in 1970? And which one-hit wonder stuck with you the most? Let us know in the comments. And subscribe for more vinyl stories. Number 8. Mississippi Queen, Mountain.
Mississippi Queen, if you know what I mean.
Hard rock, cowbells, swampy attitude. Mississippi Queen was Mountain's thunderous debut, raw and loud with a southern stomp. It hit number 21 on the charts but became way bigger than its ranking. The song is now a staple of classic rock stations, covered by everyone from Ozzy Osbourne to rock bar bands everywhere. Mountain never hit the top 40 again, but their queen? She never really left. Number 9. Nah, nah, hey, hey, kiss him goodbye. Steam. No one knew who Steam was, mostly because they weren't even a real band. This song was thrown together by studio musicians as a B-side filler, but the joke was on them. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and became the ultimate crowd chant. Used in stadiums, protests, sitcoms, you name it. Steam disappeared. But this anthem of petty goodbyes lives forever. One fake band, one massive hit, 0 follow-ups. Number 10. Love is All Right, Cliff Nobles. It was actually the very first song Jones ever wrote for the band, and yes, it became their first single. So it literally felt like the first time in every way. It hit number 2 on the charts and became a go-to marching band and soul dance number. Cliff was technically credited, but the band did all the work, and he wasn't even on the final mix. A hit without a voice. And after that, no second act. Number 15. Vicki Sue Robinson, Turn the Beat Around. This one still plays at weddings, gyms, and anywhere people need to get moving. Turn the Beat Around is a disco classic. Cowbells, congas, horns, and Vicki Sue Robinson belting like her life depended on it. It shot to number 10 on the Hot 100 and had people sweating through their jumpsuits all summer long. But Vicky? She couldn't catch a second wave. She did some acting, voice work, and backup vocals over the years, but she never got another big solo hit. She passed away way too young, just 45 years old, but left behind a track that refuses to die. Number 14. Hot, Angel in Your Arms. This song doesn't play, it tells. 3 women calling out a cheating man in the most savage, soulful way. You better look around, because the angel in your arms this morning might be the devil in someone else's arms tonight. That lyric hits like a slap with a velvet glove. The trio, named Hot, hit number 6 on the charts, but they never made it back. Label disputes, poor marketing, and the industry being what it is, they disappeared after just 1 album. Number 13. Henry Gross, Shannon. All right, this one might catch you off guard. It's not about a girl, it's about a dog. Yep, a fluffy white Samoyed named Shannon. Henry Gross, who used to play with the band Sha Na Na, wrote Shannon as a tribute to Carl Wilson's dog. Carl was in the Beach Boys, and when his dog passed, it hit everyone close to him, including Henry. So Henry sat down and poured his grief into a song, and somehow the entire country felt it. Shannon climbed to number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. People wept, DJs wept, dogs probably wept.
He knows how much we're free in this world.
But after that emotional gut punch, Henry's next songs didn't connect the same. I still get misty when this comes on unexpectedly. One of those songs that sneaks up and sucker punches your heart. Number 12. Sammy John's Chevy Van. This one? Oh, this screams 1976. It's about a guy driving a van, picking up a hitchhiker, having a, let's say, brief romantic encounter, and then watching her walk away.
Love me in my Chevy van, and that's all right with me.
It's laid back, slightly sleazy, and perfectly 70s. Chevy Van peaked at number 5, sold over 1 million copies, and basically turned into the unofficial anthem for road trips and sketchy shag carpeting. But here's what you might not know. Sammy Johns didn't follow it up. Not because he couldn't, but because he didn't want to chase that kind of fame. He shifted gears and started writing songs for other people, like Waylon Jennings, Conway Twitty, and others in the country world. If you can smell the old vinyl seats and hear the cassette tape warble, let me know what your favorite song was in 1976. Number 11. The Floaters, Float On.
I want you to float, float on. Come on, come on, come on.
This one, smooth, like melt in your mouth smooth, the kind of song that whispers sweet nothings while handing you a glass of something suspiciously spiked.
Come on, come on. Float on, float on.
The Floaters had a gimmick, and in the 70s, that wasn't a bad thing. The group opened their track with each member introducing himself by name and zodiac sign. Seriously.
Come with me, baby, to Lowland.
It was basically a musical dating profile with a groove. The track Float On climbed all the way to number 2 on the Billboard charts, and it became an instant classic. The vocals were soft and seductive, the beat mellow and dreamy. It was made for slow dancing in a smoky basement party with someone you had a huge crush on. Number 10. Maxine Nightingale, Right Back Where We Started From. Now this one, pure disco soul perfection. Right Back Where We Started From is the kind of track that makes you want to spin in your socks across the kitchen floor with a wooden spoon as a microphone. It's got that joyful bounce that could lift a whole shopping mall into the clouds. And in 1976, it basically did. You couldn't walk 10 feet in America that year without hearing Maxine Nightingale's voice floating out of department store speakers, car radios, or a roller rink with teens skating backwards in slow motion. It hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, and it was everywhere. Her vocals were bright, full of energy, with just enough edge to punch through all that layered funk and brass. Every time this track pops up on a playlist, I'm right back on my grandma's shag carpet living room rug, sliding in tube socks like a disco ninja. That's the power of one good song. Number 9, Elvin Bishop. Fooled around and fell in love. Here's a little twist. Elvin Bishop was the guitarist, not the singer. The voice you hear? That's Mickey Thomas, who later joined Jefferson Starship.
I didn't care how birds they cried, no sir.
The song blew up and hit number 3, showing up in dozens of movies over the years. But Elvin? He was a blues guy at heart. He went right back to touring blues clubs, never chasing the pop charts again. Imagine having your only hit sung by someone else. And then that guy becomes more famous than you. Ouch. Number 8, Dorothy Moore, Misty Blue.
Turns my whole world misty blue.
Dorothy Moore's voice? Straight velvet. Misty Blue is one of those tracks that makes you stop mid-sentence and go, wait, who is this? Originally written in the 60s, the song had been recorded by a few artists already. But it was Dorothy's version in 1976 that owned it. It hit number 3 and earned her Grammy nominations. For a brief, shining moment, Dorothy Moore was everywhere.
My whole world turns misty blue.
But the follow-ups didn't click. Whether it was label issues, bad timing, or just the ever-changing mood of radio, she couldn't grab the spotlight again. She continued to sing, mostly in gospel circles and blues festivals, but Misty Blue remained her one mainstream pop success. Number 7, Boz Scaggs, Lowdown. Wait, I know what you're thinking. Boz Scaggs wasn't a one-hit wonder.
Sorrow through the dirty low down.
Technically, you're right, but in the world of pop radio, Lowdown was his only major chart topper. It hit number 3 and won a Grammy. The rest of his work leaned jazzy, bluesy, stuff critics loved but radio didn't play. So for most casual listeners, Boz is that guy who did Lowdown, and not much else. Still, I dare you to find a cooler groove from 1976. Number 6, Starbuck, Moonlight Feels Right. If pure yacht rock had a sound, this would be it.
Feels right.
Laid back, breezy, a xylophone solo that's basically summer in audio form. Moonlight Feels Right shot up to number 3 on the Billboard charts.
Drop the top of Chesapeake Bay.
But Starbuck, they were victims of the sophomore slump. Their next singles fizzled, and the band slowly floated into obscurity, ironically just like Moonlight. Got your head nodding? Tap that subscribe button and keep the groove alive. We've got more gold coming. Number 5, Mary McGregor, Torn Between Two Lovers.
Torn between two lovers.
Hurts. It's tender, sad, and kinda scandalous. Loving two people at once? That was edgy for 1976.
It's been another man that I've needed and I've loved.
It resonated hard, reaching number 1. But it also sort of boxed Mary in. Her image became this delicate, conflicted figure. When she tried to release other styles, no one wanted them. She did some soundtrack work, but never cracked the top 10 again.
Loving both of you is breaking
It's like she sang a diary entry and then the world only ever wanted her to stay in that heartbreak. Number 4, C.W. McCall, Convoy.
Good buddy. Mercy sakes alive. Looks like we got us a convoy.
Let's talk about trucker country. Convoy was an anthem. It hit number 1 and kickstarted a whole trucker culture boom in America.
On the 7th of June when they highballed over the pass. Bulldog Mac with a cannon back and a Jaguar hauling ass.
But here's the twist. C.W. McCall wasn't even a country singer. He was a guy named Bill Fries, an ad executive. He created the McCall persona for a bread commercial. The song caught fire and next thing you know, he's topping charts. After the trucker craze died down, so did his musical career. He eventually became mayor of a town in Colorado. Not even kidding, only in America can you go from bread commercials to country star to mayor because of a CB radio anthem. Number 3, Walter Murphy, A Fifth of Beethoven. Disco plus Beethoven? Bold. But Walter Murphy pulled it off. His funky remix of the Fifth Symphony went all the way to number 1 and landed on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. But once the novelty wore off, people wanted more Bee Gees and less Bach. Murphy kept working behind the scenes as a composer. You might have heard his music on Family Guy without even knowing it was him. So yeah, he traded the disco ball for a scoring desk. Number 2, Rick Dees and his cast of idiots. Disco Duck. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This one is bizarre, and I love it for that.
Flapping my arms, I begin to cluck. Look at me.
Disco Duck is exactly what it sounds like. A full-on disco song, featuring a guy doing a Donald Duck voice over a 4-on-the-floor beat. And somehow, it worked. In fact, it didn't just work, it exploded. Disco Duck sold over 6 million copies and hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Yes, a man quacking over a disco track was the biggest song in America for a minute. Rick Dees, the genius or madman behind it all, was a Memphis radio DJ at the time. He created it as a novelty record, a joke, something to get a laugh. Number 1, Wild Cherry. Play that funky music. If you've ever been to a wedding DJ'd by someone named Vinnie, you've heard this song. It's funky, it's iconic. And the story, even better. Wild Cherry was a rock band until they were heckled by a fan yelling, "Play that funky music, white boy." Instead of getting mad, they turned the heckle into a song. That song hit number 1 and sold over 2 million copies. But they couldn't recreate the magic. Every follow-up felt like a watered-down version of the first. By 1979, they called it quits.